red room. We have another room, it's the blue room, and I have my own room that I typically just solely mix in. You know, I go about it like how they design like an iPhone or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really meticulous or whatever, but at the end of the day, you have something that like is really functional and it works really well. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't really think about it, because these days, like, people just listen to music just to listen to music, and if you resonate with the music, like, you don't really second guess why you do. You just do, right? So my job is to really be that invisible being that makes you feel that music. And I just had a conversation about this with somebody the other day. Like, every piece of the music, I literally tinker with it until you can feel it. Acid Rain from Chance. We were doing like weekly sessions. He had pulled out his phone and he checked I think he was looking for beats in the beginning of the session, actually. And he was like, hey, any of y'all ever heard of this producer named Jake One? Jake Uno or something like that. And everybody looks at him like, yeah, he's kind of like that guy. You should probably rap on that beat. He was just writing like everything down, very careful with his words, asking around the room like, hey, what do y'all think if I said something like this, blah, blah. You know, it's you know, directed towards this situation that happened or whatever. Just being really vulnerable and stuff. And man, he was probably writing for like 2 or 3 hours in here. Mind you, it was only a 4-hour session. And I think he knocked it out in like 15, like 20 minutes or something like that. It was quick, but watching that, how locked in he was, how focused he was, like, that's something that I'll never forget. And you could hear how tapped in he was just on the microphone too. You know, everybody was vibing. I was vibing, made, you know, certain mixed decisions on the song just on the fly. You know, the next day he comes back and he's like, hey, yo, you did this thing with the vocal where it kind of like echoes but it moves. I heard it in the car and it kind of spooked me, but it was just one of those like little things that I did. And he was like, yo, that shit was tight. And I was like, damn, that's amazing. That's what I needed to hear.
What makes a great L10 mix?
What makes it? Movement. You gotta feel like you're just in there. You're in the song, and like when that bass is changing notes, your stomach is turning a little bit. I do this thing with Smino's background vocals a lot when he's doing like his harmony swells, like they move, they go from wide to shrunken in or vice versa, you know, to give it that, you know, that dramatic effect. Yeah, when you feel that hi-hat, it's tapping you on the head, you know what I'm saying? That snare slapping you in the face, like vocals is right in front of your face, you know. That's what makes a good L10 mix. You gotta feel that music, man. If you're not feeling it, we're at the Donda thing, right? We were there, we're about to exit. We set up, we had a day, whatever. We're walking out of the stadium. We see a Maybach, a G-Wagon, whatever. And, you know, one of the guys was just like, yeah, I see y'all looking at it. I mean, if you're gonna feel it, feel it. Opens the door, get in. Y'all wanna drive? Y'all wanna drive this shit? Go ahead, I don't care. I'm looking over these joints. we left with that quote. If you're gonna feel it, feel it. And however you want to interpret that, that's how you're gonna interpret it. But that's been my approach to the mix, to the L10 mix these days. If you're gonna feel it, feel it.
How do you find boundaries between L10 hoop engineers and L10 who's at home?
Dang, that's a good ass question. I think I just find, like I said, I'm still working on myself, still getting to know myself a little bit more. As far as that, because I made music so much a part of my life, I kind of have to remind myself, like, hey, you like to hoop too, like, go hoop. You like to spend time with friends that come in from Atlanta and North Carolina to go bowling, go do that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more of like my life outside of music and engineering is finding ways to ground myself, because work can take you, it can drive you crazy, if you let it. As I mentioned earlier, chasing that thrill, I don't know how healthy that is mentally, but it kind of keeps me going. However, I do need that downtime at times to ground myself. I try not to work on the weekends. The weekends, bro, like, why am I so tired? Like, I can't, dog, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do a damn thing. I love what I do. I just love helping people, helping artists, not only artists, but also helping, like, create that sonic soundscape, that soundtrack for people to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things, the music, this art, like, literally helps save people's lives, helps people get through college, their those essays, writing those essays, studying for tests, exams, and all that stuff, get through their 9 to 5 or whatever. At the end of the day, I think about how I can impact the world before I'm gone. I think that was the main reason why I wanted to be in music in the first place, is to make an impact in this world. And that's there's no better way to do it than through music, personally.